Should be alright. Yes. We should be live. Should be live, and I forgot. I think the music is on. Yeah, it's on 1. I can hear it though. So, actually, what? What does that say? Why did it say that? OpenAL? What does OpenAL mean? What the heck? So, we are here. We are back. We should be live. We should be live. And we're checking out new snapshots. Oh yeah. Okay. Because I missed the last snapshot last week because I was on break. But everything should be alright. Hopefully this is actually this thing is live. Okay, I think yeah, that's the wrong thumbnail. I can't believe it doesn't save thumbnails sometimes. We're gonna save it. We're gonna re-upload that thumbnail, hopefully. I'm gonna refresh. It's dumb. It's dumb sometimes. Just thumbnails. It's always just like, hey, that's not the right thumbnail. Hey. Don't choose the last thumbnail, please. I uploaded it for a reason. I uploaded a new thumbnail for a reason. It should be there. We should have this new thumbnail. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that kind of sucks. But we're here. We're back. And I don't know what this says in the title. So what we're going to do is we're going to check out 22W11A and 22W12A. Because I missed 11A last week. And 12A is 12A is this week. And combining both of them actually makes up for all the other snapshots. So, or the experimental snapshot, if you get my drift. So this means that everything that was in the experimental snapshot should be here now, except for, of course, I think it's the ancient cities. So we'll still have to wait a week or so for those, right? But yeah, we got all the things that are new in the last snapshots, in these snapshots basically. Yeah, so also we didn't get a stream yesterday because yesterday was a thing where yesterday was snapshot day. It's supposed to be snapshot day, but they postponed it to today so that everything is ready for release and it should be here today. You know what I mean? Okay, maybe we should change the title here. I wanted to also do the betas. Let's see. Should do something like Warden and Frog. Maybe we should do that. I always just use the regular the thing with what is it called? What is it called? I am blanking out here. I always just use the snapshot thumbnail for the articles. Maybe we should put like what's inside of it, right? Like we put like what's inside of the snapshot, because I do read it beforehand. I do read the stuff beforehand, but what's the most exciting part of the snapshot? Because obviously, when you're going through all these snapshots, right, you might be forgetful, and you'd have to look at the article itself. Whereas if I put it in the title or the if I put it in the title or the thumbnail, you'll see it and you'll remember, you'll recall it, right? Instead of just trying to recall something from just a bunch of numbers and letters, right? Like you could recall stuff from that. It's just that with how many testing versions there are, it might be a little bit harder to do so, right? But let's go into the testing. We're going to go test out what was in 22W11A, and that is the frogs and stuff like that. But I think there's some settings and properties that we can look at as well. So we got 3D directional audio, which apparently it doesn't work if your system is like. So I have headphones on right now, right? We can turn up the music to like, let's actually turn it off. but we can turn it on here, right? Classic stereo sound, that's what we have right now. If we turn it on, it'll play it like CSGO, you know. But apparently if you, for anybody who's content creating, right, if you record this not in surround, right, if you record this in stereo, it'll replay the what is it called? It'll replay the stuff in stereo. So if you're in the stream right now, right, you could probably not hear much of a difference because I am streaming through it and it's probably in stereo, not surround sound. So yeah, I don't know how I could yeah, it is in stereo. I can't, I mean, I could switch it to surround sound if I stop the stream right now and restart it, I think. But yeah, it's in stereo, so you won't hear much of a difference here. But I might hear much of a difference. I might hear a difference. Okay, so let's create a new world. Preparing for world creation. I think that's a new screen. And okay, let's go all the way up to the top. So we're still focusing on 22W11A, and I know this is not a great time to stream, but I'm trying to stream as early as I can when these snapshots drop. So I get through them at least on the day that they drop, and so that you can see it as well if you're free. But let's go with Snapshot 22W11A, 22W12A. Do it on hard, do it on hardcore, just kidding. Gonna do this, do the game rules, switch off, where is it? Advanced time of day, advanced weather, yada yada. For world options, we'll go to the lagging seed. Hey Avery, what's going on? I'm scared to find a warden on my survival world. Well, don't worry, they're pretty easy to dodge at the moment. You just basically you just dig a 2x tunnel and it'll never follow you there, right? It'll never follow you, so it's pretty easy. And right now I'm not sure, but we'll test it out. We'll test it out how this warden has changed, maybe if it has changed at all. But yeah, we'll do that today. Oh, I didn't. Is there no space? Okay, that was weird. Okay, my space bar is wacky right now, but hey, hello there, Avery. How are you doing today? Let's create a new world. Is that all that I need to do? Yes. Let's create a new world. I think the most scary thing about the warden is just like how it just runs at you. You know what I mean? Like the most scary thing is just how it just runs at you sometimes when it finds you. But I think we'll actually counter the 2 or 3 blocks pillar in the future snapshot, so in the future it will be very hard to dodge him. See, I want the warden to like kind of like, you know, like how tall people go through like high doors, like high but not too high doors, but they have to crouch when they go underneath. I kind of want them to do that with three blocks, and like the ward just crouches underneath and like sprints at you in a hunched back way. That would be so scary, and that would be so funny though. Hey Blookie B, how are you doing? Have you seen the new warden attack animation? No, we haven't yet. We have just started the stream, and I am checking out the features in 22 W11A first, which is the mud, the mangrove, and the frog. So that's basically it for right now, but we'll get to the warden later. Hopefully. Hopefully it's going to be fast. But apparently the new deep dark biomes are much easier to find, so we'll go into spectator mode because I think they're much more blobby or much more bigger. Much more big. But how are you doing today? Let's see. Effect. Give me night vision. What's the seconds? And amplifier 1. Alright, particles true. My spacebar is not working so great. But yes, we can go down further. Oh, there we go. Remember last time when we did this, we couldn't find any of it. But it was actually there. But now it's actually here. Like, you can see it. Holy crap. That's pretty cool, though. Right? Oh, and you get a catalyst, too. Oh, sorry about that. Remember, the catalysts are not renewable, so remember not to destroy these if you if you really want to use them. But there are some catalysts, and there are some shriekers, which means that you can accidentally trick the warden when you find these deep dark biomes. Are they buffed, the warden? Because the old one took like 5 hearts with full no enchantments, netherite armor, but protectors 4, and you would take very less damage. I'm not sure if there's much change to the warden. We'll check it out when we get to it. But as you can see now, like, we're checking out the deep dark biome because they added it in the last snapshot. But yeah, it's pretty overgrown. I'm actually not sure about the sizes. There's like a spawner here. Maybe they should tone it down a bit. I'm not sure, because maybe they should tone it down a little bit. Because I think people will encounter the warden very often if they get down to these depths, right? I mean, it looks cool, don't get me wrong, but I feel like it should be like this, but less frequent. I'm not sure, though. The good thing is that you can still touch it, yeah. I love how the skulk wraps around the walls and ceilings. Wait, will the biome be very common? See, this is the thing. I feel like it's too common right now. Like, because I feel like a lot of players will just dig down, right? And then they'll accidentally get to... I mean, there's a lot of skulk catalysts, like, that's pretty good. There's a lot of skulk shriekers and stuff. But because there's a lot of shriekers, I feel like a lot of people are going to experience the warden and never want to go back down. just like they're so scared of the underground. But there's just so much. I feel like they definitely need to tone down how much deep dark there is, because it looks way more common right now than lush caves and the dripstone caves, which I think is a problem. It doesn't look like I think there's definitely needs to be a balance to be made here. And even look at this, like the like the entire amethyst geode is full of veins. I don't want the biome to be rare, but not that common. I think the biomes only spawn in low erosion areas such as mountain and plateaus. I mean, we could check that. We can just we were in jungles, right? I mean, I guess so, right? We're not seeing much more over here, right? Yeah, I think you're right. The deep dark spawns, like, yeah, it's pretty big. You feel like it's endless, but then you go there, right? You'll be able to find it, right? I guess it's not too big of a problem. I thought it was gonna be everywhere. Because this seed had it at the beginning at spawn, right? Huh. Okay. I think that's kind of balanced, but also it's it's gonna be like, oh, did I find an ancient city? No, you didn't. Because I think there's no ancient city around where we spawn, so it's gonna be like you're gonna have to explore this large biome, and maybe you won't get an ancient city out of it, you know. But also, there might be a way later. But this looks cool, right? There might be a way later to track down an ancient city without having to accidentally explore onto it, right? But look, this isn't too bad, right? Also, no mobs will spawn in the deep dark biomes, no caves around us, so it will be filled with mobs. I think it will look bigger only because it stands out with the blue color. Aha. Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, that's just a little blob too, right? That's a little blob. It's disconnected from this big blob, right? Like, look at this. Look at this thing. What in the world? You're gonna have to sneak through everything. Also, actually, can you sneak through this? Like, yeah, you can. Okay. I was like, I felt like the skulk shriekers, the skulk sensors would sense you stepping on the skulk, but no, that's not the case. It's only when you place wool on the skulk, right? So, yeah, that's that. That's that right there. Looks bigger. Yeah. Blue color. Is this blue? Is this blue? I feel like it's more greenish, right? It's more like teal? Turquoise? You know? I mean, it's turquoise blue. I'm not sure. But it definitely looks ender pearl color, you know what I mean? Oh no. Okay. That's potentially bad. They said no hostile mobs can spawn in here, right? Or no mobs at all, right? But if you're close to parts of a cave where mobs can spawn, bats can fly, mobs can walk into it. You might get some wardens accidentally. And you might encounter the deep dark effect really, really quickly. Oh, but this looks sick. Look at this. Does this look cool or what? Look at that. Cyan, maybe? And if you break the skull without silk touch, you get XP. Imagine mining this entire biome. Yeah, that would be a lot of XP. But look at this, though. Hey, look at that. I mean, let's see this. Let's get ourselves some milk. Let's get ourselves some milk and look at it in the darkness. That is spooky, right? Like, that's really spooky. It looks very overgrown here. Let's give ourselves the effect again, though. That is very spooky right there. Ooh. trying to scare you, know? But yeah, there's a ton of catalysts, which is nice, outside of the ancient cities. And there's a ton of shriekers too. I mean, when you're down here, right, it's gonna be like your main task is really to destroy these shriekers, right? Because that's how you'll stop the warden from spawning. Because you have the skull catalyst. If you save the skull catalyst, you can farm up the shriekers anytime you want. But if you don't really want to farm any of them up, right, you can just grab the shriekers here with silk touch. But I think the main objective when you come down here is just to grab the catalyst and destroy the shriekers, right? Because imagine every time you want to come down here, you accidentally trigger a shrieker, and then you get destroyed by a warden, right? I don't want the biome to be rare because I play Bedrock Edition, so my world is going to be 1 gigabyte, so it's not that great. Oh, rip. Yeah, Bedrock Edition. I mean, Bedrock Edition is better with data management than Java Edition. But yeah, it kind of sucks. But let's go into the next one. So here's what they said. For it, dimly lit and eerie, the deep dark is sure to strike fear into the hearts of even the most brave player. The floor of the deep dark is covered in skulk. No mobs spawn in the deep dark. And then we go straight to frogs because that's what we do around here, right? we go straight to the funny parts, the fun parts. You know what I mean? We go straight to the peaceful stuff after the deep dark. You know. Well, look at that. That's a lush cave out in the wild. Where should we go? We should locate biome Savannah. There we go. We locate the biome of Savannah. It will be there. Okay, I think this is a different Savannah than we usually go to. What? Did I locate desert before? Okay, whatever. Let's spawn in some frogs because I think a lot of people are liking the frogs at the moment. I like the frogs too. Frigs. We got some frigs here. Let's see. So we spawned them here, right? This is a hot biome. This is a temperature. This is a dry biome, right? A hot and dry biome. And for frogs, they can jump, they can swim, they can walk on... Where the heck? There we go. They can walk on land, they can croak, they can eat small slimes, causing a slime ball to drop. We can test it out right now. Oh. I was about to put a slime block in front of it. Let's see. Oh, no, rip. I should give myself strength, but there we go. Oh, I killed it. But it gave me a slime ball. I'm sorry, slime. Oh, I forgot. It just splits. But there we go. We got a small slime there. we should actually probably give myself something that can kill it real quickly. Let's see. Enchant me with sharpness 5. There we go. Sharpness 5. And we'll get ourselves a magma cube, because these guys drop the frog lights, hopefully. I think in Bedrock, okay, got him? Yeah, he dropped the frog light right there. You saw that. So these guys drop the frog light, right? The froggiest lights. And it's based on the type of frog that you have that eats it, right? So this gives you more incentive to go to bastions and try to find them, try to find the magma cube spawners, and also to bring frogs there, right? Make a farm for frog lights if you want to, because you only get 1 per magma cube, and it would be kind of terrible if you couldn't do that. But if you look at the frog lights too, you can place them like logs. So it doesn't matter what place that you where you're looking. It matters what side that you're placing a block on, right? So even though I'm looking really far away from the center, it's still going to place upward, right? Because I'm facing, I'm touching the upward side of the block there. So these behave like logs. They're really light. They also sound kind of weird. I'm not sure about that sound. But as we go around here, we have this frog, right? And what does it say? It eats small magma cubes, causing a frog-like block to drop. Each frog variant has a specific frog light block. 3 frog light blocks are added, a light source block. So if we just go over to here, we're gonna get another frog, right? And this is there we go. This is a regular frog there. And we got a ochre frog light. So this is a pearlescent. The first one was pearlescent, and the second one is ochre here. So the ochre looks like this. I'm not sure how much of a difference you see there. And this is what okay, that was weird. This is what the side texture looks like, right? Or the top texture. So that's what the top texture looks like for that. We can do the same here. Yada yada. That's for that. And if we go to a cold place, I think in those mountains maybe there is a cold place. Did I miss snapshot stuff? No, we just started. Hey Netexo. Hello there. How you doing? Like waterlogged leaves? We'll get to that. I also want Mojang to make water bottles go up to 16 by stack, because farming mud will be easier that way. Well, I think bottles stack in the combat snapshot, so I don't think we'll have to worry about that once we update. Once those get added or get more work done on it, right? And unimportant stuff like Warden and chest mode. If you have a water source nearby, I think farming mud will be fine. Imagine frog lights in Java Edition shaders. Oh yeah. Yeah, I mean, like, they're like regular light blocks, right? I mean, I'm not sure. I think they do color lights, right? Yeah, that'd be interesting. But yeah, we're here. We're here on this mountain. Let's spawn a frog. Yeah, we got the green frogs here. So I'm gonna spawn a little magma cube. A little one. There we go. Grab him, frog. What you want to do? Hello? Frog. Yeah, there we go. And we got the verdant. We got the verdant frog lights. And there we go. I think this is a weird thing for Bedrock Edition. It, like, for some reason there's a cooldown, I think, between frogs being able to see him. And there was a bug where if a magma cube, like, spawned on a different layer, the frog wouldn't track them, right? Like if it spawned on a different Y level and it couldn't see it, right? The frog wouldn't be able to track them. But I think that's been fixed. Fixed in Java Edition. I'm not sure if it's going to come to Bedrock, but there apparently was a little cooldown before where frogs would only eat like one magma cube for a couple seconds. There was a delay until the next time they can actually make a frog light. Hello, lagging. Hey, hello there, Colonel. Welcome back. Welcome back. I messed that up real bad. I think stony peaks are temperate. Oh, never mind. Yeah, all the peaks are supposed to be cold. coldish. So yeah, so far experimental snapshots have been very exciting, including the Bedrock betas and previews. Yeah, I think we're going to check out the betas after this, because they have some other stuff that we can't test in Java at the moment. But that's all the frog. That's all what it says with the frog stuff. So then we have tadpoles, which is ew. Spawn. So we need to find the frog spawn, which is right here. So the frog spawn is something that happens when you breed two frogs together. We can do that right here. Oh, there we go. So you hold out a slime ball and they breed, right? There we go, as you saw. And I think, I don't know if they have a different different model, like what is it called? The turtles when they do their stuff, but they should be attracted to the slime ball. I just fell, so that's why they're kind of not like coming towards me. Hey, other frog, you want to come with me? You want to come towards me? Can I leash them? Can I get a lead? I'll lead you to the water. I don't know how you put a lead on a frog, but that's okay. Don't need to worry about that. Oh, come on. There we go. Let's go. I don't know how you... Okay. I wish you can delete them without having to go, like, go and hit them, right? Like, they can take the lead with them. They do that when you get too far away, you know what I mean? But yeah, these frogs can swim, jump, yada yada. I just bred them. Come on. Did you lay the frogs spawn? No. Okay, that guy jumped up. So they can get back up pretty easily, I guess. Maybe I'll do that for you. Frog? You wanna come over here? No? Frog? Can you lay your eggs, please? There's a powerfish over there. Lay your frog spawn. Hello. Do something. Well, in the case that he doesn't lay his frog eggs, right? We got all these frog eggs right here. Just yeah, these are not yours, but thanks for trying, I guess. But these should spawn into tadpoles, which we can do pretty easily. We can just get some tadpoles here, and we can get a bucket, of course, right? Bucket of water. So we get a tadpole here, and apparently it says tadpoles can swim in water, tadpoles on land, jump around like fishes on land and eventually die. I'm not cruel. Tadpoles that grow into different tadpoles to grow up turn into frogs. Tadpoles grow up at different into different frog based on the biome they are born in, cold, temperate, or warm. And tadpoles can be caught in a bucket. So we definitely catch them in a bucket here. There we go. And as you see, we got a bucket of tadpole, which looks pretty cute. Not gonna lie, that's pretty hilarious. And I like how you can only pick up one tadpole. But yeah, this is because we've been spawning these frogs like in creative mode, right? We're here, right? But if you really want to have these tadpoles, to have these frogs, you have to get them over here, right? You have to get them over in the biomes that you want them to spawn in, right? So in here we have another biome we can put it in, right? And you'll basically have to spread out your tadpole spawns. But once they hatch from the frog spawn, right, you have to capture them into buckets and then move them to the biome that you want them to spawn. So it takes some like. So here's the thing, like this is almost like turtle eggs, right? Because when the turtle eggs hatch, they hatch into turtles, And then after that, right, you can go to a place where the turtle eggs are like that, and the turtles hatch, and then they have to grow up. And when they grow up, they get their scutes, right? You kind of have to pay attention to them, but in order to get what you want, right? So, but you can really just for these guys, you can really just fence them off, right? Like, I think they might survive, they might die, but they'll be here, right? But if you don't want to do that, you can just go with the easier route, which is just like, because if they need air, right, you can just go with trapdoors. They'll grow up in the water. They won't glitch through stuff unless they glitch to the block there. But yeah, you can just do something like that maybe, if you really want to capture them in one place and have them grow up and remember that they're there, right? It's kind of like a frog trap here. The hype, okay, there's a lot of chat right now. Let's see. I know the previews are kind of replacing snapshots. Do you think they're hinting that Black Bedrock is replacing Java? No, they will. The two versions will continue to coexist together. There's no reason to replace any of the code bases. At the moment, there was a glitch where frogs could eat goats. Yeah, that was funny. That was funny. Because I think one of the developers was testing it out and it was found that funny, but it accidentally made it into the final release. I think it was Olraf. Frogs reported a jump to lily pads and big drip leaves. Oh yeah. That didn't say so in the changelog there, which is interesting. But I think we could just test it out here, right? Drip leaf by looking at the certain properties, right? So I'm pressing F3 and it says, if you see in the corner here, right, or in the side panel here, it's got a tag which is Minecraft frog prefer jump to. So that's it, and apparently it's mineable with an axe, which is interesting. We could probably see the same thing with lily pads. Yes, we can also probably put it here. Maybe it will try to jump to here, but we got that preferable jump to. Yeah, frog preferred jump to. That's that. Yeah, I'm not sure what this frog is doing. This frog be frogging right now. Okay, it went underneath the lily pad. Frog! Hello! Can you jump to this? Okay, it's looking this way now. Yay, jump to it! That was fun, right? That was a fun little experiment, right? And it just walks off. Okay. What guys? It would be fun. It would be a fun little mini game, like snail racing and horse racing, right? You just place it down and then you're trying to get your frog over to the end before other people get their frogs over to the end. I think that would be a funny thing. Oh yeah, forgot. I should read more stuff. The hype is high for the micro community, including me. Can't wait for Fireflies, the LA, the Bedrock Beta and Preview, and the Mangrove Swamp Biome to be on Java, and the Mangrove Wood and other variants to be on Bedrock, and the Warden on Bedrock. I hope 1.19 has many parity as 1.17.18 Tadpoles. My mind is stuck in the 1.17.18 era with all the changes. It's amazing. I personally think frogs should be bucketable. They're small enough in my opinion. They're small enough in my opinion. Yeah, imagine trying to get a lot of frogs. I mean, here's the thing, right? Oh, there we go. They hatched. But like, the funny thing is that like these tadpoles are as small as pufferfish, right? And then you can get salmon in a bucket, right? Also, they spawn like 2 to 3, 2 to 6, I think, from a single spawn. I think that's the rate. I'm not sure. But yeah, that's that. But what was I talking about? But these guys are actually pretty big. I mean, they're smaller than salmon. Don't get me wrong, right? But can you put salmon in a bucket? Yeah, you could put salmon in a bucket. So I guess it could make sense for them to be put in a bucket, right? But they're also not technically aquatic creatures. Like they're not. They swim for air, right? Like if you're putting something in a bucket, it should be like they should be like swimming mobs, right? Like they prefer the water or something like that, right? Like I don't know. Like I think it would make sense to put a to put a baby turtle maybe in a bucket because they're so small, right? I don't know. I don't know though. Maybe how about tadpoles? It'd be funny if you could put like up to 8 tadpoles in a bucket, you know. That could be interesting, but it would not be a great deal to put them back down because they'd all spawn inside the same block, inside the same spot in the same block, right? So I guess that's that for the tadpoles, right? So we'll go to the Mangrove Woodblock. So if you don't know, these are the Mangrove Propagules, and you can place them down on the land. You can place them in water later, I think. I'm not sure if they added that, but you can bone meal them, right? Just tadpoles. They said they weren't putting frogs in the bucket last Minecraft. Now, aha. But you can grow them, and you'll get oak trees because they haven't added the mangrove tree yet, and it will grow into a mangrove tree when you can. But I think I don't. Can you put these in the water? Yes, you can. You can put them in the water, but on dirt. So you can put a dirt here, do that, and there we go. There we go, right? You got yourself a mangrove tree underwater. But here's the thing. I feel like they're only what is it called? They should grow like a block underneath it, like mud. I have no idea. You know how like when you do like a 2x2 spruce tree, right? It turns everything into like pods underneath. I feel like that should happen. I feel like that should happen with mangrove trees too. Like it just turns the ground into something else. I'm not sure though. But yeah, we got the propagules, and they should grow into mangrove trees once they're added. But here are the mangrove wood types. We'll do mangrove. So we'll put out our stuffs here. There we go. And then we got the mangrove over chest. If you really want that here. We'll check that out. We'll check that out when we get to the boats with chest stuff. But yeah, here is the mangrove log. We can show the side and the top in one go. Here are the mangrove roots. Here are the muddy mangrove roots. And I think these have different yeah, this is mineable with shovel, this is mineable with axe. So they have different mineable properties right there. Waterlogged leaves, yeah, we'll check that out later. Because I think they're trying to fix the problem where mangrove leaves would spawn in the water and it would look weird, right? So they just made it waterloggable. So then we got the stripped mangrove wood, and honestly, this looked very similar to jungle leaves, jungle wood. In the what is it called? In the previews that we saw on Minecraft Live, or what was it called again? Was it Minecraft Live? I'm not sure anymore, but there we go. Those are all the woods, right? And then we got the leaves, which are different depending on the biome, because we can go into, I think we can go here, and the leaves would be, yeah, the leaves are much more greener on this side, right? I mean, I think we can even go here, right? We can see the shift in leaf color, right? Look at that, right? It turns a little bit more. It turns more green as we go along. Maybe it's better to do it like this. So yeah, it's biome dependent color right there. And we can do more mangrove search. And we can get out the stairs. All the other stuffs. Of the boat, and then we'll get the sign out first. So then we got this, 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 and this. Yo. There we go. Live, yes. I guess so. It's just growing tadpoles in specific biomes only for you not to be able to bring the frogs back to where you want because it's a bit of a letdown. Hi. Hey, Tavor. Welcome back. How you doing? How are you doing? Oh, I think... Oh no, it hasn't grown up. But as you saw though, when we were checking out the frogs and stuff like that and making the frogs spawn, you can lead them back, right? You can put a leash on them and then bring them back, right? So I don't think it's that much of a problem. You just really got to find a good frog breeding spot, because if you're near like a temperate biome and then a warm biome, right, and then also maybe near a cold biome, right, that would be the best spot to put in tadpoles, right? Because that would be where you can get all three types in one area, and then you can put a little portal there, bring them over to the nether, bring them over to wherever transportation system that you want them to another place, and you can do that. And plus, you'd only want them really in the nether because you want to get the magma cube spawns, right, the frog lights. So you kind of have a one-way trip. And plus, if you decide to make it in different areas, right, all you really have to do is set up a nether portal and then set up a way to get all these guys in the same place to the same bastion or whatever, right? So I don't think it's too big of a problem to have to move the frogs, especially since you can lead them and stuff like that. You can also put them in boats, right? We can check out the mangrove boat here. The mangrove. We have the boat chest and we have the regular boat. And where's our frog here? Yo, frog, you gonna get in this boat? Hey. Boat. Yeah, you got in a boat. So this frog is in a boat with me. Oh, what a guy. He's also facing a weird direction, right? He's facing that way. Interesting. But yeah, you got the you got the mangrove boat with that, and then we got the boat chest here. So if you don't know how to use the boat chest, it's basically, if you right click on it, you get in the boat, right? But if you shift right click, you get into the chest, which is just like a horse, right? It's just like a horse. But if you're in here, right, you can also press E and you'll see your inventory here. Inventory with the boat chest. Okay. So that's not too difficult to figure out, right? It's not too difficult to remember either, I think. But yeah, let's look at these textures, because I think these look pretty fire, not gonna lie. I think these textures are pretty cool. Like, I can see myself using this wood a lot. Like, I love this color, actually. Like, it's different from crimson, right? Because we can do crimson. We can do a crimson comparison, because crimson is more purple, you know. Crimson is more purple, and like there's definitely a distinct difference there. But then you can go with jungle, right? Like, that's even more of a difference. And it looked so much like jungle before. It looked more rosy. I mean, it looked more like pinkish rose, and now it's more like really rose. Like, it's really, I don't know. I just really like this color. And also, we have a trapdoor with a transparency layer in it, so that's not too bad. And we also have this door, which doesn't look too bad. It looks like something that you'd put in a ship or something like that. You know what I mean? Like it looks like one of those old-timey ship doors, which is pretty cool. And these signs, these colors, I think they're pretty good. And also, I think they fixed a bug here where, as you can see, this is the hinge, right? This is the hinge over here. So this texture should be over here, but it used to flip around and stuff like that. And it should be correct right now. I'm good. How are you? I am okay. I was very stressed out this morning because package arrived and it wasn't where it was set. It said it was, but it turns out someone moved it inside the apartment building and on a stairs that I couldn't see. So yeah, I found it at least. Or put the frogs in boats, both matches skin, kind of. the whole wood type does, actually. Yeah, it's pretty good. Is it? Hey, I mean, it's a little bit different. um, it's more. It's. I wouldn't say like my skin is definitely rose colored. It looks more red maroonish. Um, but I think you can definitely say that the wood is more rose, right? Yeah, interesting. Interesting colors. But yeah, I could see this pleasing a lot of people with all these wood types, right? But also, if you didn't see here, right? I didn't mention it because I forgot. But mangrove roots, as you see here, can be placed like this. But muddy mangrove roots can be placed like logs. For some reason, it's placeable like logs. I don't understand why these are placeable like logs, but the roots aren't. The regular roots aren't. Like, it's kind of strange because it doesn't look that different. Like, if you think about the roots going this way, right? It doesn't look that different, but you know, it's kind of weird. And you can't even, like, if you get a mud block, right? You cannot even place this mud inside the muddy roots. So this is actually something that would probably spawn in with the mangrove tree probably. But yeah, you can't place anything in it except for water. So you can waterlog these things. And as you can see, it's basically a standalone water block, right? It's kind of cursed. It's kind of cursed, not gonna lie. It looks so wrong. Oh, it looks so wrong. I don't know. And also the bottom texture is just like the bottom of roots, right? It's not like it roots the bottom. Also, the top texture is like the same thing, right? Like, this looks so wrong. You can make a very easy cobblestone generator with it, right? Baklava. Okay, so we get that. We can get a muddy mangrove root here, right? So that's it, right? That is your cobblestone generator. Pretty easy, pretty simple, right? It's like a better stair, because if you don't know, it's basically, you can basically just do this, right, with non-flammable blocks with just one stair, right? And you would do the same thing, right? But that wasn't the right block. But with muddy mangrove, with mangrove roots that are waterlogged, it's just one block. You don't even need these, right? So it's just floating. This is actually pretty cursed. Lagging. Hey, Lunar, what's going on? How are you doing? How are you? I'm doing okay. I think I just explained it. Amazon package was moved, and I got scared. So that was my big scare today. But yeah, this is the mangrove root blocks. So we'll go into the mangrove leaves and propagules here. So here we go. We got some mangrove stuff. But these leaves are interesting because they're the only leaves. If you try to bone meal these leaves, you cannot get anything out of it. And you try to bone meal these leaves, you cannot get anything out of them. I'm pressing a right click. But if they have a space below them, like this, you can grow yourself a mangrove propagule. And it grows a couple stages, and there it is. Right. And if we go into survival mode, we just pop it off. If we do it at any other stage, it just destroys itself. But yeah. If we go into survival mode, you can pop it off at the last stage. By the way, I couldn't bone meal that anymore. So that's why I knew it was the last stage. But if you do that, you get the propagules, and that's how you make more mangrove trees. And there's some pretty simple farms you can already make for the mangroves to get the mangrove propagules as much as you want, right? So that's a thing. Oh, you're doing pretty good? That's good. But yeah, that's pretty much it for that. Bone mealing of mangrove leaves will cause a new propagule to start growing beneath it. Propagules grow through 4 stages, and growth can be accelerated by bone mealing. I'm reading the the website, by the way. You can break off a fully grown propagule and plant it like a sapling. For now, it will grow into an oak tree, but of course, will grow into a mangrove tree once that is done. So they're still working on the mangrove tree. So now we got the mud. So then the mud blocks are very interesting. I really like the mud blocks. I'm gonna become the mud man. And we'll get a stone cutter here. Stone cutter. There we go. But the mud blocks are very fun. They look pretty cool. I mean, in some it's so people say like this is not brown enough, right? But it looks brown still, right? It's just gray and brown, you know? Like you can see the gray texture here, right? But you can also see the brown over here, right? So it's gray and brown. And like I really like this look. And if you see here, right? If you see my height, right? We are going down, right? As we step down onto it. If you look at the Y here, right? We do go down from 73 to 72.875. So that's the same as soul sand. But the one property about this is that it doesn't stop you. It doesn't stop you from from doing this, right? It doesn't stop you at all. It doesn't slow you down, that's what I mean. So it doesn't slow you down like that. And and this is what happens when you do with the mud, right? You get all this mud in the mangrove swamp biomes when they exist, right? So these are pretty good because some mob farms rely on picking items through, like picking up items through the blocks below. So we can get some hoppers down here, and you can do that with soul sand. But now you can also do it with mud, right? So now it's gone. It's gone into one of these hoppers. Yep. There we go. So it goes into one of the hoppers. You don't need to worry about any mobs slowing down. So you can have pretty fast farms now if you rely on this kind of pickup system. Now, if you rely on soul sand for slowing down mobs for some reason, right? You can still use soul sand for that, right? Also, apparently there was a seed there because of all the water that I spilled before. But yeah, the mud is pretty nice. Pretty nice. Now you can get these you can get packed mud. I don't know how you get packed mud actually. Let's see. But actually let's get the mud. I think you just craft it, right? You just craft it. You don't need to like dry it out like mud like you would do with like mud bricks in real life, right? So maybe you just craft it like this. No. How do you make pack mud? Pack mud. How do you make pack mud? Craft it with what? Can we craft it from mud? How do you craft packed mud? You maybe use another block with it. How do you make packed mud? Another block would be maybe dirt. Dirt could be a thing, right? Do you just use dirt and mud? No. Or do you just use here? No, I can't shift click that. Okay. What would you do? Oh, I mean, I guess we could do this, right? We do this as I think about it a little more. So we can get ourselves some coarse dirt, some regular dirt, right? And we can throw the mud on the wall. We get some bottles. Get some water bottles here. And you can convert blocks into mud, right? So we got those blocks. I don't think you can convert regular grass blocks. Yeah, you can't convert regular grass blocks, but you can convert any of the dirt blocks, right, into mud, which is a thing that you can do. Mobs can spawn on mud? Yeah, we can test that out. Let's do that. Mobs can't spawn on mud, can they? I'm pretty sure they can. I think they can spawn in soul sand as well. I'm not sure though. Let's stop sound. Fill. Let's do 50 blocks. 50 blocks here. Mud. There we go. And let's set time night. Time set night. Oh, we should probably have a test platform too. Huh, they're not spawning. I think this is enough for they to spawn, right? So I guess they'll definitely spawn on dirt, so we'll go here and switch it off to dirt, right? Oh no, not that. Right. We're not in a great spawning area. Maybe it's not maybe the time set is not yeah, okay. They spawn a dirt. Yada yada. Let's set the thing to peaceful. Then we'll go back down and we'll do mud, right? Mud right there. Set time to hard. It's hard time. Oh, I forgot. Oh, they do spawn. They do spawn on mud. Okay. That's quite a lot of spawns. That is quite a lot of spawns right there. Let's see. Air. There we go. Those guys are gone. So they can't spawn on mud. Let's see. A lot of mud, then 12A stuff, right? Yes. We'll get into 12A stuff after 11 because we forgot about those. I mean, I didn't stream last week. Ooh, those are cool. I don't mind the mud texture. Also, we shouldn't probably do this at night. Die, you fool! I don't like the mud. I don't mind the mud texture. I feel like the mud should get a little bit more brown color, even if it's very weak. Cool block. Mouse can't spawn on mud. That's why it's short. No, the mud is short because you would think that you would sink in mud when you walk on it. You'd sink a little bit in mud. That's why it's like that. Mud is in full blocks and no spawning. It does spawn, apparently. But hey there, Sam Records. Mud plus wheat. Wait, that means new swamp biomes are gonna have 0 spawns of hostile mobs. Yeah, I think I think because the mud can spawn, right? I think that makes sense for mud to be able to spawn mobs because of that, because of the mangrove biomes, right? The mangrove biomes would then be like a place where you can't place mud, or like you can't get any spawns, which would be interesting, but I don't think it would make much sense. I was gonna say some more slime can spawn, mud, wheat, smelt the mud. You smelt it. Huh. Smelt the mud. Smelt it. Smell my mud. Smell my mud, boys. Don't you dare. Let's get some blaze rods. I feel like nobody smelts with blaze rods. Oh no, I can't. Yeah. Well, it's not that. What is the recipe for it? Mud still spawns swamps, so mangrove swamps aren't completely safe, yeah. Swamps will still probably have patches of dirt and grass, I guess. It might. Mud and wheat. Yeah, mud and wheat for hard mud. Oh, it's wheat. Dang. Another reason to farm wheat. I guess, right? There we go. I mean, I didn't even have the recipe open over here, right? I mean, I could have checked through that, but... Huh. Interesting. So that's how you make it. So then I think you can just put the pack mud in here, right? Okay, so you have to craft the packed mud into bricks. Yeah. So you get the bricks and then you can put them in here. You can place whatever you want, right? So you get the mud bricks, which look pretty okay. They just sound really wet. Do you guys hear that? Does that not sound wet to anybody? Like, it sounds super wet. Like they don't sound like hollow or anything. They sound wet, and I feel like they should sound more hollow. Like, it's mud. It's dried mud. Not that I know what dried mud sounds like, but I feel like it's more wet than it needs to be. I think that frog just hurt itself. But yeah, I guess I'll read the comments as I see this. Okay, mud plus wheat, yeah. Swans will spawn on patches of dirt and grass, yada yada. Is it peaceful? Not yet. It wasn't. Yeah, we set it to peaceful just for the testing. Yeah, mud and wheat for hard mud because mud is shorter than a full block. F. Spawn proofing with mud. Wow, I wouldn't have expected that. Mod spawning on a non-full block, is that unique? We didn't really test it with soul sand, but I think skeletons can still spawn on soul sand and soul sand valleys. But we can test it out again. Let's see. Soul sand. There we go. We got that. Time set midnight again. Yeah, they can still spawn on soul sand. So, yeah. So it's not unique. It's not unique, but it is another block where they can spawn and you won't have to worry about soul speed, you don't have to worry about swift sneak, enchantments being active, right? You can just worry about the days. You just gotta worry about every type of mob trying to kill you in the mud, you know. You get like a you get a mud speed boot, you know, like mud, like soul speed. Mud walker boots. Yeah, did not expect that. Well, the mods spawn on soul sand? Yeah, I think they do, considering the soul sand valley, unless they only spawn on soul soil. Yeah, they spawn on soul sand, which is interesting. Okay, I think that's it for... Oh, I forgot. Mud can be crafted here with a dispenser. Dispenser, you're gonna face the mud. Face the mud. Sounds like a slogan. So you got another one here. Do that. Do that. Also, this isn't this is not dirt anymore, so we'll replace that. And we'll get some redstone. And we'll get a redstone block. So it all turns into mud eventually when you do it with a dispenser, which makes automating mud good. Especially since you can automate them right on top of dripstone blocks, and you can get clay later in the future when they add that, right? So yeah, this should drip the water out of the what is it called? It should drip the water out of the mud, and it will make clay, right? That's how you make clay in real life. But yeah, that's that for the mud and mud bricks. So the skulk, should we go over them again? Should we go over the skulk blocks again? We already did a lot of it in the experimental snapshot, but we can go over it again if you want to. And it'll transition over to the next snapshot pretty nicely, I think. So we got some technical changes in 22W11A, which is that the data pack format is now 10, which means that you're going to have to update that if you want to not receive errors about not being the proper data pack format in 1.19, right? And then you've got added resource pack is now 9, and added 3D blending. So 3D blending is basically what you see in Nether, right? How the biomes blend in the Nether, but in the overworld now. So basically all the caves are now conformed to the 3D blending. It used to be that the 3D blending only occurred at the caves, right? And for the biomes above the caves, it didn't occur at all, right? So that was 2D biome blending for the overworld, for the over the sea level biomes, and below the sea level it was 3D blending. And now it's different. Now everything is 3D blended, right? Or at least it should. And a new font glyph for provided for spaces at an estimated GPU utilization. Oh, I see it there. Okay. So we got the GPU over here. Using only a little bit of it as we go around here, right? And as you can see, the GPU that we're using is the where is the GPU? Where do you see the GPU again? Is it not in here? Well, we got the CPU here, right? So what I'm using is a 6900 XT. Don't worry about that. Let's see. And performance profile metrics and F3 debug screen is only available for graphics devices that support GPU timer queries. Okay, so this, you won't be able to see this all the time if your GPU does not support that feature, apparently. And added the ability for data and resource packs to selectively hide files from packs below them. World presets of types and flat worlds can presets in create world screen cannot be controlled by data packs. Added server property max chain neighbor updates to limit the amount of consecutive neighbor updates before skipping additional ones. Negative removes the value for limit. Okay, so apparently you can basically say how many hops you want before it ends, right? Let's see. People have been talking. I think they do. So saying my life is a lie. Thought non-full block equals no spawn. And no clay capabilities from mud yet. No. As we see right there, we don't even see the dripping, so it hasn't been added yet. My life is a lie. Rip. No, not yet. Yo, hey Green, what's going on? How you doing? Magic stream. Nice. We can just see what the new no one looks like. How's it going? It's going fine. It's going okay. Definitely check out the WARDEN in the end. Yeah, we'll check it out. There's more skill in books now. New Deep Dark looks like... It says GPU under CPU. Am I missing that? GPU under CPU. No? Does it? Oh, it's right there. It's right there. It doesn't say... I actually wish it said like GPU here, right? So you would see that, but... Yeah, you see them... You see we're playing at 1440p right now. Oh, I wish they could fix that a little bit, right? Because they put the GPU up there, right? Bye, Lang. Have a great hearing your voice again. Well, have a good rest of your day, Looter. Have a good rest of your day. But yeah. Oh, they do say what biome blending does. Blending now supports 3D biome blending, so we'll blend underground biomes as well. Remove the blending data old noise now existing in blending data. In chunk data determines if the chunk is considered old. Add a blending data min section and blending data max section for that. New glyph space provider. Uses space for a new space-like glyphs. New provider for a single argument has called advances, which is a map of code point to glyph advance with. Rendering a space glyph is no longer hard-coded. It's to be declared manually in font. And then pack filters. Kind of a filter section to pack.mc meta. Yada yada. I don't think I'll read any of this because I'm not... it's not something that I can, parse myself. New registry for World Gen World preset. World Gen Flat Level Generator preset. Okay, so you can basically... Yeah, you can basically set the world to whatever you want through the data pack, which is interesting. And it's also could be set to level type in server.properties file, so you could do that as well if you wanted to. So the feature in locate predicates is now called structures. Interesting. But yeah, here we go. These were the bugs that was fixed, right? This was the door opening thing, the door top inside textures flip illogically. Right? Like, if you think about this, right? The hinge is always there. But it usually moves a little. Also, I think the texture moves a little. I'm not sure. Does the texture move a little? Like, you see this line, right? Like, the texture moves just a little bit. I'm not sure if that's right. That's interesting. But yeah, shield item rendering not adjusted to the center. Brewing stands extend arms and inverts texture when bottles are placed. Brewing stand. We get that. So apparently when you place bottles, it changes. Or it used to change. So we'll look at it like this, maybe, so we can see all the sides. That didn't really change that much, even though we can't really look at it while we're doing this, right? Maybe we'll do it like this, right? Like that, like that. Okay, we placed all of it, right? And nothing seemed to change. And we'll take everything out. So it looks fixed. It looks like it's fixed. Okay. Long structure names over 64 characters not fit in the structure blocks GUI. Large cocoa pod texture is inconsistent. Okay, so this is a change that people might not think about or people might not know has changed, but the cocoa bean texture has changed. So we'll do that, and then I don't think you could bone meal it. So I'll set the random tick speed up. Oh, you can. And as you can see, it is changed to a 8x8 texture. So previously, only this texture, right? Only the bottom, not the bottom texture. Only the side textures were 8x8, right? So as you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Sorry about that. But the top texture and bottom textures were 7 by 7. So when you looked at it, right? When you looked at the corner here, it would look off because all the pixels would be off by a little bit, because it was trying to fit a 7 by 7 texture over an 8x8 space here. But now everything is 8x8, which means that the whole texture here is symmetrical. And I'm not sure how much people will like that, but it looks more consistent, I guess, now. Okay. So what are we saying here? Because I did not do redo what deep dark looks like. Hi. Hey, Oilu. Oilu. Hello there. Leaves with water is explosion proof? Probably. We'll check it out though. I know it's a little while ago now. I don't know why that happens. Interesting. But I forgot something. Hold on. Forgot. I wanted to do this time. Yeah, let's do that. Okay. I have the chat up on another screen here. Another screen other than that, so I can look at the quality of the stream as well. Forgot about that. But yeah, so we go into large cocoa pod texture is inconsistent. Textures on spider models aren't mirrored properly. Okay, so this is based on other people's textures not working according to their thing, because you can have textures that are unsymmetrical too. But Vex continue to attack their target after it has been killed. Boss bars with notch style are rendered incorrectly if more than one boss bar is active. Crafting bamboo into scaffolding gives you 8 times the furnace fuel for free. Oh yeah, so scaffolding is no longer takes the time that it needs to. It no longer takes way more time than before it's crafted with bamboo, right? So we can go here. We can check it out, right? What can we oh no, we can't smelt that. I forgot. It was debunked. What can we smelt around here? We can smelt some logs. Okay. So let's do 6. It should last the same amount of time, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. That should smelt a full log, right? Was that 4? That was 4, right? I guess we'll put 4 in here. It should smelt the same amount, right? Yeah, I think it should smelt the same amount here. No? Okay, let me try it again then. So that was 28. Am I am I wrong here? So that was 24. Yeah, that was okay. Interesting. So that was 61. That was 5. Yes, that's interesting. I mean, like, okay, so you get out of this, right? You get 6. You use 6 bamboo, but bamboo lasts longer. Huh. That's strange. That is a little bit strange there. Because bamboo should be equivalent to 2 sticks, right? Bamboo should be equivalent to, yeah, 2 sticks in the furnace, which is 1 plank, right? Or maybe. Interesting. It's kind of weird. Not very consistent, I guess. Across other fuel types. I guess the string makes it burn longer. Bamboo lasts long. No. String burns also. I mean, I guess the string makes it burn faster because, right? Because you use 5, right? You use 5 for one charcoal, right? Instead of 4. So it makes it burn shorter. It's like it has a little fuse or something. Oh, that's interesting. I don't know. Player reaches different from client and server when crawling. Interesting. Custom dimensions JSON requires seed. You only use pixels and end raw texture. I guess there were some part where it wouldn't even be applied. Transition between end stone texture and end portal frame is not as seamless as it previously was. Was it end stone? Oops. Not that. End stone. And end portal frame. So they should be seamless, I guess, right? Yeah, I guess so. I mean, I guess it's going to be the same texture, right? No, it's not the same texture. Interesting. So it's not the same texture as the bottom, but I guess it's still somewhat seamless, right? Can we put more there? Yeah, it looks okay. It looks okay. Yeah, it looks seamless. There's really nothing wrong with it. Also, it's very, very glassy. So we got that. Mycelium ties side texture differs from other dirt base blocks. Okay. So we can get dirt. Podzol. We'll grab it like up here. Podzol. Mycelium. Grass. Right? Is it just talking about this, right? It's probably just talking about the dirt block here, not being with the overlay of the mycelium, right? I think that's what it's talking about. I don't know. Corner and smoker bottom texture is still rotated incorrectly. Okay, smoker bottom texture. They all look fine now. Okay. You can cause a desync when repeatedly picking up liquids. Yeah, I'm not sure if that's been fixed though. Let's try a bucket. Let's see if I mean it says server, right? No, it says desync in general. So basically, what it means is that like sometimes a block of water will just be gone, right? You know what I mean? That you'll just see a floating block of air or something like that until you log out and log back in. But looks like that kind of is fixed. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think that's good. I think that's really good. Because I think you can, when you see it, right, if it causes a desync, you can actually pick the block underneath it. like that, right? and then you can cause further desinks all the way down to the bottom, and then you'll actually encounter that problem at the end. Like you'll actually remove that water when you don't intend to. So that's interesting. This is 11A. Yes, we're still going over 11A. Yes, I've got to go. We'll see you new stuff later. Bye. Well, have a good rest of your day, Netix. But yeah, we're almost done with what is it called? With the bug fix list. The word recipe is spelled recipe with a narration recipe string. Yeah. Light block isn't dragon or wither immune. Okay. So what this means is that if you give yourself a light block, you can actually place it in the world and it will be a light block without having any properties of without being interactable if you don't have the light block in your hand, right? So you can walk through it. It's like a barrier block. But once you see the light block, you can destroy it. But apparently the dragon, if you tried to use a dragon with it, it would destroy the light blocks. Which is interesting. Interesting oversight. But I guess, actually, let's give it again. I think it might say dragon immune now. Yeah, it says dragon transparent. Wither immune, yeah. So that was a tag that was forgot. Wolf ears and legs aren't mirrored. Okay, another texture mirrored thing. Crash on saving world in F3 plus L profiling is active. Okay. Can't believe because this D is null. Okay, great. Runic sand arms do not connect to their bases. Out of memory message is untranslatable. Minecraft icon on macOS is not shown. Correct icon. Okay, so that's all of the stuff in 11A. So let's go into 12A, right? Which adds the darkness mob effect, Skulk Shrieker functionality, and Warden mob, and bow with chest, and Swift Sneak enchantment. So now we see the bow with chest, right? So we got this, right? The frogs are in here. They're sitting across each other, right? But yeah, we got all the boats. We got all the boat types, right? But as you can see, the boats have changed a little bit. So if you see this, right, you might think, what has changed? What is so different? It's that the oars are now the same color as the boat that you're sitting in, right? So as we place them down, you'll see that the colors of the oars are the same as the boat type, right? So that's okay. That's great, right? They're all the same, and they're all the same in the texture menu here, right? So they're all the same color there. Nothing's off. Everything's consistent. But then you get with the bow with chest, and we've already gone over this. But we'll go over it again here. How to access these boat chests, right? So we do this, get the boats out, right? And those are boats with chest. Now, like I said before, we can basically just ride them like this. You see these boats. You can get in them when you right click in them, right? But if you press E, you can access the inventory with the boat with chest. And if you shift click, like you shift click on a horse, or shift click a horse, or shift click a donkey or mule with the chest, you'll get the stuff. You'll get the inventory as well. So you don't have to break it to get an inventory, and you don't have to send the boat to get into inventory if you want to, right? So this means that if you want to, right, you can basically just go here. Also, you can send the chest like that. You can get on land like that, and you can just shift click and get your items out into some other container, right? So that's that for that. But also, I think these have some tags, maybe? No, these don't have any tags. Interesting. But yeah, you can get on these boats. You can do what I've been doing, just get on them, right? And you get off onto them. You can sit down on them like regular boats, right? and these are useful in other inventory systems. So you can get a hopper, and if you want to, right, you can get a hopper here, 1 block underneath, and if it intersects, right, if the forward chest intersects, the entity intersects with the hopper, then it will place it in, even though the chest may not be above the hopper itself. It's just checking if the boat with the chest is above it. So that's how it works there, right? And you can also place stuff in it, right? So, okay. Very interesting. I think you can place it above like this. Yeah. You don't have to place it right above it, right? It's just checking within a block radius, so it's checking this block, and the what is it called? The entity intersects with that. So you can place things in the chest, and you can take things out of the chest pretty easily with these boat chests. And they might be useful in some other configurations, especially since they are a little bit bigger than what is it called? Than minecart chests. However, boats are already kind of laggier. Boats are already laggier than minecart chests, so maybe this might not be the best alternative to minecart chests. But it's easier to place than minecart chests, right? Because you don't need a rail. You can just put a boat on land. And when you break it, oh yeah, forgot. When you break it, you'll get the, okay, let's actually put some items in here. You'll get the items out of it, right? And the boat with the chest will come out as a boat with the chest, apparently. It doesn't happen the same. Can you? No, you can't. You can't, like, split them up. Okay, so I guess it's infinite, right? Or maybe... Yeah, interesting. I think that's a bug. I think that might be a bug right there. I think you should be able to separate these two. Unless I have to craft it myself, which would be interesting. Let's see, can I craft it myself? Yeah, I need this much. Craft it like this. Does it change if I craft it myself here? So we got that. And also, I think you can place it anywhere in the crafting table, which might not be great, because I think you need the minecart underneath it as well. So that's not shapeless. The minecart crafting recipe isn't shapeless, and this might change later, but yeah, this might change later. I don't think you're supposed to be able to do it like that. unless like in the future, like they give you a new tool, right? They give you a tool, right? Or an enchantment, a new enchantment, so that when you break it, it does break off, which is interesting. Which is yeah, it is interesting, because if you break it off with your regular hands, right, you maybe should get the whole thing back, but everything out of it, right? But maybe if you break it with an intended tool, right, like maybe I get myself like a netherite axe, it will break. It should break like into two, right? Like you're prying them apart, you know? Yeah, but it apparently just comes off by itself like that. Which is not that great, because you can't craft them apart, which means you can't get your boat back or your chest back. You're permanently stuck with a boat chest. So the Skull Trigger was added again, and the Warden was added again. We'll go with the Darkness effect. Actually, we'll check out the whole boat with chest thing right now. Lets you bring more stuff on your boat adventures. If you're in a boat, press the open inventory key with the access to chest contents. If you're not in a boat, shift right click to access the chest contents. If you break the boat with chest contents, will spill out with like other chests. Also works with hoppers, droppers, other blocks, and interact with chests. Yep. And like other chests, opening a boat chest or breaking the boat will anger pillagers, since they think all chests belong to them. Huh, it doesn't work like that on Bedrock Beta. Yeah, it's probably a bug. Swift Sneak. So we got Swift Sneak here, which is it will apply your movement speed, and the first enchantment unique to leggings equipment. So they did change it from the boots to the leggings. Okay, so Swift Sneak is now a leggings enchantment. So if you remember, right, Swift Sneak was a enchantment found only on your boots, but now it's leggings. So that's pretty good. That's pretty good, not gonna lie. Because your boots already have so many enchantments on them. And it makes some sense that your jeans would be the ones shifting your legs faster. Right? So we got an anvil here. Got a Swift Sneak enchantment. There we go. Oh, that costs a lot. Dang. So now we got it. So now we're running regularly, right? And now we're just shifting. So this is Swift Sneak shifting, right? And I think it is definitely faster than without. Yeah. So we don't have it on right now. But if we do put it on, we are much faster. But I think we're still not as fast as walking speed. I think we're slightly slower than walking speed. Maybe we're not. I'm not sure. But it should be as fast as walking speed. But also, especially if you run, you're going to be running faster already, right? So that's a Swift Sneak enchantment right there. Yes, there are 3 different levels. We're not going to test out the other 2 levels because we know they're going to be slower. It might be interesting to test them out later, but yeah, basically what you really want them for is speed bridging. Because you can just hold down right click and then you'll go pretty gosh darn far with them, right? Pretty fast, pretty far. But maybe a different Swift Sneak enchantment will make it much easier to place blocks as well. But if you're on these like small bridges, like you're gonna notice this fast movement really quickly, right? It's split apart on bedrock, yeah. Changes in 22W12A, debug biome is now less flooded than surrounding areas. Leaves are now waterloggable. Remove debug hotkey cycling render distance. So here's the snapshot thing. Here's a new thing here. Leaves are waterloggable. Right? I mean, I didn't have to say that. You can see it right now. And it looks so much better. This is great from an aesthetic standpoint because leaves used to look like crap underwater. It used to look like crap. But now, we got all these leaves, and it looks good-ish underwater, right? It doesn't look like anything's bad underwater. But also, as we may see, right? I think, yeah, it keeps water like the Mangrove Roots. So, yeah, so you've got another new block that can keep water like this, right? But it's also kind of flammable. I mean, they're all pretty flammable unless they're waterlogged, right? So instead of trying to get mangrove roots, right, you can just get a leaf, and then you can just waterlog it, and then you've got another simple cobblestone generator. This looks better than what it used to because of course, right, like it would be like an enchantment table underwater or something like that, right? Because I don't think these are waterloggable. Yeah, it would look like that on all sides of the what is it called, the leaf block, which does not look good, I think. Or I forget if it did look like that, but because it's not like, because it's transparent, like it would look like that, and it would also like you wouldn't see the water in it, right? But now it's like they're waterloggable. So as you can see right here, waterlog true, which means it can be true, and these are all persistent because you place them yourself. But now you can waterlog them outside, waterlog false, waterlog true, waterlog false, waterlog true. And of course, yeah, actually, This is the one thing that differs from leaves and mangrove roots, other than their tool of choice for breaking them, right? So this is mineable with an axe, this is mineable with a hoe. So basically, if you get a piston, right, you can push mangrove roots, but you cannot push you cannot push the leaves. As you can see right here, right? You push the roots. You cannot push the leaves because they break. And with that, right, you can also send a redstone signal through these roots, I think. And you can't send a redstone signal through leaves. So we do that. Right, you can send it through the roots. But if that's a leaf, you can't send it through it. So there are some differences if you want to use them in certain contraptions if you wish to. Like, you can move these roots if you want to, right? Which is interesting. I personally think Swift Sneak 2 is fast enough. Any faster than that, it might be too easy to sneak by the Warden. But it's also great for bridging, so I'm conflicted, yeah. It's pretty good. I think Swift Sneak is a very much needed enchantment. It's also pretty high cost, which is nice, because I think they can only be found in ancient cities, right? And really, if they can only be found in ancient cities, like, you can only find, what's that other enchantment you can only find otherwhere else? I mean, you could only find mending if you trade for it, right? What is that other enchantment? Why am I doing that? Okay. What is that other enchantment that you can only get somewhere else, I think? I forget. Is there another enchantment you can only get somewhere else? I don't know. I don't think so. But there's some enchantments that you can't get by enchantment table, so yeah, that's interesting. Or am I just thinking about music discs and stuff like that? But yeah, we'll go over the Warden now. The horror of the deep dark. Just like skulk sensors, these terrifying creatures use vibrations as a means to navigate their environment. When vibrations aren't enough, they will use a sense of smell to track down the prey. You can observe them as sniffing their surroundings. It had a myriad of ways to detect you. Try not to get too close. If you collide with a warden, it will notice you. In the deep dark, wardens are everywhere. You just can't see them. They slumber beneath your feet and only dig out when skulk triggers have alerted you to their presence. Alerted them of your presence. Watch your step, and the more vibrations a warden detects, the angrier you'll get. You can hear and see this from how fast the souls in his chest start beating. Once a mob has been pushed beyond the warden's anger threshold, it will face its prey and roar before charging. If, however, you keep the warden from noticing you or getting angry for 60 seconds, it will dig back underground and despawn. They have a special indirection with throw projectiles. If a warden receives 2 projectile vibrations within 5 seconds of one another, it will grow angrier at the shooter. If a warden receives a projectile vibration more than 5 seconds from the last projectile, it will not grow angrier at the shooter. This allows you to strategically distract the warden without getting it angry while you take loot from nearby chests. Unfortunately for all players, wardens will also disable shields when they hit them with their fists. They do not drop any loot. Wardens are powerful creatures, and it's often better to sneak around one that has emerged instead of taking it head on. You have been warned. Now, let's see underground if we can find some deep darkness. No. But we can definitely spawn the warden underground here. Ooh. What a grumpy sound that was, eh? But yeah, the warden... I don't think the warden has changed at all. The only thing I see in there, right, is that the warden has a shield counter now. Although I didn't really test warden shield interactions before, right? So we'll give ourselves a resistance because I don't want to die here. Resistance, couple fire, 100. True, we'll do that. So I'm going survival mode, right? Actually, let's spawn the warden the regular way, right? Spawn the warden shrieker style, right? Because I think we place it down. Okay. So we have to activate it 3 times, I think, right? Yeah, you hear the warden off in the distance, right? Stupid spiders. Then you can just sneak on it again. Or, like, just walk on it again. There we go. Hello? It is very scary still. Okay, it is disabled. I'm holding right click, right? So what you could still do to get away from the warden, I think, is this. Oh no, you can't. Okay. Okay. This guy's killing my pants. Dang. It is so aggressive. Look at how fast that animation is. You can, like, feel the strength from it. Like, dang. Oh, wait, rip. Like, that is very aggressive. Oh, rip. Ah, I can't jump onto it. It is so fast. Oh, rip. I missed that jump really badly. Also, I think my spacebar is ruined. But yeah, it's not despawning because we're still aggroing it. Oh my goodness. So they can attack you now, like above 3 blocks. So that's very interesting. And you could hear that. Let's try 4 blocks. Okay. It's still angry at me. 4 blocks? Okay, 4 blocks. 4 blocks is high. How about 5 blocks? Actually, yeah, let's try 5 blocks here. Okay, so it's still angry at you even when you switch back. So that's okay. Okay. So they can attack you 4 blocks up in the air. Yeah, they can attack you 4 blocks up in the air. Oh, my pants are gone. That's interesting. Right? I'll put more blocks down here. So we can actually get the... Yeah, he just gets angry when you get back into survival mode. Oh yeah, definitely. Okay, so 4 blocks in the air, right? But 5 blocks, I don't think you can reach that, right? You're angry? Hello? Yeah. Okay, 5 blocks in the air. You cannot reach that. Let's see this again. So, let's see this. How far back can you get? Oh, we found diamonds. How far back can you get before the warden can hit you here? Come on. Okay, he lost me apparently. Hello? Okay, he won't attack you. Interesting. Okay, he will attack you if he gets eyesight with you, right? So let's try that. Okay. Yeah, if you crouch, he'll get you. But you can stand right here because you don't have the eyesight with him, right? Okay. Very interesting. So he only attacks if he's got eyesight with you and he has the range. Right? But since he can't attack us right now, I wonder if he'll calm the heck down and get out of here. Yeah, let's test that. Let's test if he can calm the heck down when you're standing right here, right? I'm back for a bit. Soul speed. Nice. Soul speed. By the deep dark, it's different. They can attack higher, and again, the attack animation is different. They're way more skilled in deep dark. There's way more skill in deep dark. The previous animation was a hug, pretty much. It's creepy how quickly it attacks. Yeah, I do think there should be more follow through so that the attack doesn't look as stiff. He has no eyesight. Well, he has to have like a line of sight somewhere, right? Even though he can't see, right? Is this guy gonna disappear or not? Why is that? That is scary, yo. I mean, he found me again, I guess. Yeah, you have to get pretty far away, I guess. Let's see if we get this far away. Because we're not making any more sound, right? But we might be still in range. We'll wait another minute. More skulk in deep dark. Silly autocorrect. I don't hear his heartbeat going down any bit, so... I guess he could still sense me here. It's skull all over again. If you look too close at it with its stiffs, it will get angry. Okay, he can still sniff me. So I guess that means that he can still find me here. How far can you get? Hey, what's up? We'll go a little bit farther past the diamond this time. Like, how far is it? How far is that sniff radius? Because yeah, I think you're right that the sniff radius does matter. Because if it thinks it can find you, then probably it's gonna stay angry, right? I think I heard a weird heartbeat there. See, I really wish that it can just bend down and try to attack you through the wall. Or try to attack you, like... Try to attack you in the too high area. You sniffing me? Okay. I think I hear the heartbeat going down. Yeah. So yeah. I think this far away, the warden is just gonna stop getting aggro. I mean, basically you just have to mine 8 blocks deep, I guess, and you'll be safe. Yeah, the heartbeat's getting very, very slow. But it's not disappearing. It's not disappearing at all. Has it been a minute? I mean, it's not aggroed against anything, right? It has not been aggroed against anything. I'm not sure if it's been a minute. I do hope in the Warden you collide with the Warden, it will immediately attack without warning. I think that's one of the things it says in changelog. Where if what did it say? It says try not to get too close. If you collide with the Warden, it will notice you. So it will notice you, but it won't attack you immediately, maybe. Yeah, this guy has been going on for more than 8 blocks. Okay, his heartbeat is rising. Oh, there's a arrow there, so I guess it fought a skeleton. Interesting. Okay, I think that's it for our Warden. Our Warden testing. Yeah, it went all the way up here. I think it's fighting some mobs that might have fallen down, right? So yeah, I think that's it for the Warden testing. It can attack you much more easily now. And yeah. Oh, look. we've been at this for so long we caught our frog. Easy frog trap, you know? You know what I mean? Honestly, I think I'm sorry about that. Oh, it gives XP. Something the Warden doesn't give. Actually, I think the Warden does give XP. Just not a lot. Just not that much to make it worth it. But yeah, we can get a tadpole in a bucket again. I think this could be way easier. I think, oh, we don't need that, but maybe we just do that. I'm not sure. Maybe we'll do that as well. Make it double trouble. But I think that could be very easy. Much more easier than what I was suggesting before. Chief. Ah, interesting. There's a mob in there. What? Wishing Mad Tiger was in chat. Hey Chief, what's going on? How you doing? Deep Dark Time? Hi lag. Yo, Chiefy. Hey Mad, what's going on? Chief, Mad, Dad, is that you? Hi, Daddy. Hello there, Miu. How's it going? Ah, that's it though, right? Yeah. So, the thing we haven't checked out is Darkness Effect. A new mob effect unique to the Warden Skulk Shrieker, which will afflict you when you're nearby, lowers the gamma down to equivalent of moody. While having this effect, periodic pulses will lower the overall brightness of the world, so the darkness creeps up against light sources. When the Warden is around, torches will be more important than ever. A new SSB slider has been added in the options menu, called Darkness Pulsing. Okay. Yeah, so you can do this if you want to. Actually, we can just test it out right now. Do go back underground. Oh, adventure mode, yes. Go back underground and activate that Warden. Where's that Warden? Right there. There we go. What do we need to do again? We can try the Darkness Pulsing. Off. There we go. Survival. Yeah, we didn't get any darkness. There's no darkness effect going on right now. I guess there is. Oh, I think my my night vision just wore off. Lamau. Is it angry at the bat? Yo, what's up? Matt Tiger, when you're coming home getting milk, life, don't hold your breath, kiddo. Don't hold your breath, kiddo. Deep dark time now. Wasn't that 10 years ago? Listen, my biggest advice for life, stay away from the loud heartbeat, and if the music gets louder, run. It's just mad at the bats. Yeah, it's just mad at the bats. I think it killed one. I think it just killed one. It's looking at the other bat. Distract Warden with the bats? Question mark. Did you smell me? Yeah. Yeah, the darkness effect is it's apparently still active. I mean, I guess it's not pulsing. It didn't pulse like the beginning of the darkness effect. So we can turn that off now, I guess. Yeah, the darkness is pulsing now. So it just has like a, even if you're near the warden, you still get the lower what is it called? Lower chunk rendering, I guess. Fog rendering. But you also like oh shoot. But you also get the little pulsing between that fog area and your own view, right? Yo, what's up? Hey. Hey. I wonder how many accents it takes. It takes like 37 hits with the like sharpness 5 sword though. Ah, there we go. Nice. Okay. That's it for the warden, I guess. I'm not confused. I'm a squid, or are you? I don't know, am I? Hey everyone, welcome to the MCA meeting. My name is Mio and I'm a craftaholic. You could just be in a costume. Well, that's for the Skulk Shrieker, right? I mean, did it say anything new with the Skulk Shrieker? Add a functionality to the Skulk Shrieker, notable bony appendages. The block results response to Skulk sensors, detecting vibrations by sending out wardens to distant calls to distant wardens. Does this look different? Does this look different? Does this look the same? I have no idea. Once it's close enough, it's called from a Skulk Shrieker will summon a warden nearby. Be prepared, added the warden up. You'll hear it come in the distance. But yeah, you can just put a Skulk sensor right there. Instead of having to jump up on it, you can just make a little thing there, right? And the warden will come out. Okay, so that's it for the warden and Skulk Shrieker, I think. Hi, Chief. Hi, Mew. You could be a wreck. My name is Chief, and I'm an inkaholic. Anyone want to go next? Oh, we were a little bit too far from the world there. I have a crippling dependency to anything black. Wait, specifically ink. Hey, Chief. Well, cancel culture is probably upon me. Yep, you're being canceled for being inkaholic. Don't you worry, though. Everyone will judge you, and you'll never escape it. Okay, so we'll go over the skulk things in the last snapshot. Let's see. Mob said, at a skulk catalyst block, a mysterious soul-emitting particle that blooms with skulk patches underneath nearby dying mobs. Mobs that perish in the presence of catalyst will not drop their experience. At a skulk blocks, when a mob dies near a skulk catalyst, some unknown process seems to consume blocks beneath and turn them into skulk blocks. Skulk charge will spread, have a chance to grow off certain blocks like skulk sensors on top of it, consuming its charge. So we can test this out pretty easily. If we go in here, right? We go here, we can make a big skulk charge thing. So we can not charge catalyst. We can make a catalyst here. And then we can also get ourselves a repeating command block. Give me command block. Repeating command block. There we go. So we do that. Doesn't need redstone. Repeat. Summon Piglin Brute. Let's see. Let's say 50. No, let's say not. That's 100 blocks up. So we got all these skulk charges, and it's converting everything into skulk blocks, just as the previous experimental snapshot was. Although it seems to be only converting into skulk sensors. Morty, we're going to the present. We're going to the past. Look at this. It's converting everything. A lot of skulk sensors, though. A lot of skulk sensors. I don't see any catalysts. Skulk veins. These veins are found on the edge of skulk patches, similar to glow lichen. They can be placed in any orientation. Spreading of veins can cause other blocks to be taken over by the skulk. Skulk veins can spread underwater. Added skulk shrieker blocks. The skulk shriekers can be found growing rarely from a charge of the skulk catalyst. Skulk shriekers can be waterlogged. Skulk shrieker requires silk touch to obtain, otherwise drops experience with mind. Souls from mobs will spread through skulk veins and skulk blocks in random directions until they find a valid substrate they can feed off of. Oh, the sounds is nice. The sounds are nice. The sounds as they convert are nice. They charge from the souls of the skull blocks and skulk veins will eventually decay, but it will decay much slower in the close vicinity of a skulk catalyst and much faster away from its host. If this charge is dropped outside of the range of the catalyst, it has a chance of growing a skulk sensor. Skulk veins, skulk catalyst requires silk touch to acquire, otherwise they drop experience with mind. The efficiency tool for all skulk family blocks is the hoe. There we go. Everything is gone. Have you seen the new deep dark biome lagging? Yes, I have. We'll check it out again. That's one of the things we saw at the beginning of the stream. But yeah, look at this. It's taking over the land. But I think a lot of the chances for skulk shriekers are diminished. So you'll get more skulk sensors than skulk shriekers. It doesn't look to me that there is much in the way of skulk shriekers, apparently, which is a shame. I think the balance should be tweaked a little bit, but maybe this is for the better, so that you don't have a lot of wardens. I mean, if you do it in the open, the wardens won't actually spawn because it's not dark enough, right? So yeah, that's that for that. We'll go over the bug fixes here in 12a, and then we'll go check out the deep dark biome again. So when editing a book, you cannot use Control Home or Control N to jump to the beginning or the end of the text. Fence gates between walls aren't affected by ambient occlusion or smooth lighting. Striders with no AI still get cold. Actually, the fence gates between walls aren't affected by ambient occlusion. So basically, it just means that if you do fence gate here, right, it would just not be, it would not have the proper lighting. Like sometimes. Let's see. Striders with no AI still get cold. Soul Sand does not have smooth lighting or ambient occlusion. Fox paths towards Origin 0 during a thunderstorm, which is interesting. Cannot use control backspace to delete words in edit sign GUI. Cannot use control backspace to delete words in book and quill GUI. Okay, so this is a lot of a lot of navigation through text stuff that you should be able to do. Some entities can generate floating above the ground. Locate biome command does not consistently locate the nearest cave biome. Tag key creation leads to memory leak. Mangrove fence and mangrove fence gate are in the wrong tab in the creative inventory. I guess they should be here, right? Yeah, they got fences here. Although the nether brick fence is like all the way over there. All the way over there. And there should be fence gates here, right? Yeah. So they're in the right place now. Placing water inside a mangrove propagule breaks it. Oh yeah. So you should be able to place them underwater. And they are placeable. We already saw it earlier on. Mud brick slabs use generic stone sound. Yeah, we placed them all and they don't. Right? They don't anymore. But they also have a different sound for walking on them. It's interesting. Enter dragon fight is not triggered upon entering the end. Subtitle frog hatches should be tadpole hatches. Mud mangrove roots and their variants are too loud in comparison with other blocks. Okay, that's another change there. Map color for mangrove log is incorrect. Okay, that's actually interesting. We can try a map here. Oh, look at that. Look at the skulk there. It's all black. Interesting. The skulk is all black, but this... Okay. I have this in my hand. It's better to look at it like this, right? So we can look at it like this. You can see the mangrove blocks here, and the wood types here. All of the colors and the mud bricks here. But the skulk is all black, and also the skulk sensors are different colors as well. Interesting. That's very interesting. Actually, is that the skulk? Yeah, it is a skulk. I didn't know the skulk was right there. So the skulk is all the way over here. It's all black and it's got like light blue skulk sensors, which I don't know if that's the right color for them, but that's okay. Powered activator rail update order is reversed. Mangrove fence recipe is not grouped with fence recipes of other wood types. Some mangrove propagules float after leaves are decayed. Bees try to pollinate a waterlogged mangrove propagule and dies. It's just trying to find this waterlogged mangrove propagule and just sits in the water and dies. That's a good bug. That's a funny bug. Mangrove leaves do not have a hoe as a preferred tool, which is the case now, right? Yep, mineable hoe. Mud brick slab has slowing miner speed than the other mud bricks. Okay, so that was this was interestingly implemented, I guess. And mangrove fence gate, and boat cannot be used as fuel, and that has changed. So let's head back to the beginning of this stream with game rule keep inventory true. There we go. And let's kill ourselves. And let's go back down into the depths and look at that deep dark biome again. Or if you're still here, Netix, I'll be back. Well, thank you for coming back. Yeah, I think my night vision ran out from killing myself, you know what I mean? But yeah, the deep dark biome looks pretty sick, pretty good. But I guess since we now know the rate of skulk shriekers, I think it's better to just mine these things, right? Mine the catalysts and mine the shriekers with silk touch, than to do other stuff with it. Because what you can really do to destroy everything, right? Without activating anything, it's just destroy the skulk sensors, because you can get the skulk sensors anytime when you do the skulk catalyst thing, and technically you can get the skulk shriekers that way too, but they're just so much rarer, I think, that you would rather get them from the deep dark biome and just destroy the skulk sensors if you want to destroy them. You can even just destroy the skulk sensors with Silk Touch, right? So you can grab everything in this biome if you really want to, but in order to deactivate all the threats in the biome, you really just have to destroy the skulk sensors with Silk Touch, right? Probably bring some wool down here to occlude them before you destroy them, right? And it will prevent activating the skulk shriekers, because the skulk shriekers, all you really need to do is step on them. But if they have sensors nearby, you can accidentally activate them if you do that. So yeah, maybe. Oh, and this one is underwater too, so this might be a little bit more difficult to get rid of all the active sensors, right? So yeah, but look at that. Like it just enters small mob spawners like this too. Like it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool looking. I do like the deep dark thing. And I did say at the beginning, like, yeah, the deep dark is a little bit too much, but apparently it only spawns in certain biomes. So, or like like not in certain biomes, but like in very, very rough patches. So it's not like it's like overwhelming the whole underground, right? So yeah, go back, Lunar. Yeah, deep dark equals OP XP farm. Yeah, you can just mine it all, right? You can just take out all the skulk sensors, because those are mainly the only threat, right? And then you can go back in and mine out all the skulk blocks, because then it will be pretty safe down there, right? But yeah, you just have to get rid of these guys first. And always, if you're in this place, probably just do what I did, like, and mine a two block high tunnel, right? So that you can always escape if a warden does spawn, right? And you can always hit it from afar, right? So if a warden does spawn, you can just stand really close to it and hit it, unless they really change that mechanic. Unless they really change the hit range of the warden to be a little bit further, or they can crouch underneath too high things and still reach you. You know, that could be very interesting. But in this case, like, it is. I think it's more safe to just get rid of the sensors first, do a first scan of the sensors, and then do another scan of the catalyst, and then not the catalyst, of the shriekers, and then mine everything else when you need it, because it could be a lot of XP if you find a good spot like this, right? Like this place. Like this place is huge. It's nice. It's cool, right? It's got a lot of shriekers and a lot of catalysts around here. It's pretty nice. And you can get so much out of it. Yeah, I think this looks pretty cool. Not gonna lie. I mean, why would I lie? Why would I lie in the first place? But this seems to be it. Catalyst gives 20 XP, same as Piglin Brew. Yeah. So, I think we have checked out everything in these snapshots, and I am invisible because I am... I am not me. I am the me of tomorrow. But yeah, we are here at the end of the stream. We have done almost everything, and I'd say these are pretty big snapshots, not gonna lie. But these snapshots, as they are pretty big, have to come to an end, and we have spent over 2 hours going over everything. So it's quite a lot of stuff. Hopefully you all enjoyed this. I say you all, there has been a ton of people coming in and coming out. Hope you enjoyed hanging out, going over the snapshot stuff. Hopefully you're more informed than before with all the snapshot stuff. But hopefully we get another snapshot next week. I think we'll go over the betas tomorrow, maybe. We'll go over the betas tomorrow or something like that. Hopefully we can look at that. Cause I think they still have some different stuff. Cause I kind of want to go over the go horns a little bit. Maybe I'll do that. Maybe I won't. I'm actually not sure about the consequences of tomorrow. But yeah, I think this is gonna be it. Have a good day. Good night. Good life. I'll see you next time in the next one. Bye bye. Let's really close everything. Stay home and play games. Cool.